years have come and gone since that day. How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one that stood alone against the storm. For the one they called. The warrior of light.
And good morning. It is time for another Sunday morning MSQ. And so now we gotta think about where we left off. We left off, obviously, Gale is wearing the slops. So last time we were running around Camp Drybone and figuring out what's going on there, and that the Amalja are kidnapping people and collecting crystals, which can only mean one thing. They're trying to summon Ifrit, or have already summoned Ifrit, who is their god. And so we were out in Thanalan near Camp Drybone working some recon with Thancred. And I don't think I need to stay in this outfit. Oops. So let us re-equip our true gear, and we were headed towards the Waking Sands. And I still don't have a mount, so can we take one? No, you're not my chocobo keep. You are my chocobo keep. Porter. Vesper Bay. That's where we want to go. Hope everybody's morning is going well. I had to get up a little extra early to buy some turnips. And we can stare at some chocobo butt for a little bit. And we're back to Vesper Bay. master you. I don't know. But we're gonna go talk to Minfilia. Because we have been to the Waking Sands now. This is, I believe, our second time, which is what this handy dandy chat is for. Trips to the Waking Sands 2. Welcome back, Gale. I am pleased that you and Thancred have been getting along. I see. You have done well to uncover the truth. My thanks for the report. As Thancred said, we must ascertain where the abducted were taken, and none but the Amalja know the answer. Suffice it to say, they will not willingly part with this information. I fear blood will be spilled before all is said and done. These are all lower level than I am, so I'll take the money. Oh, now we can equip materia. Before we go fight Ifrit. Though we seek a peaceful solution to the primal problem, we must needs be ready to fight for our cause. That you might take to the field suitably prepared, I would have you meet with a goblin acquaintance of mine. His name is Mutamix Bubblypots, and he is a scholar of no small repute. Mutamix is renowned for having introduced a revolutionary method of enhancing equipment to Eorzea. The knowledge of this method was once a closely guarded secret, but thanks to Mutamix and his students, it has now been disseminated to the great benefit of all the realm. It would serve you well to acquire an understanding of the process. For this purpose, I shall lend you a blade. Take it to Mutamix and bid him use it to demonstrate his craft to you. Mutamix is ever to be found at his camp in central Thanalan, a place known as the Bonfire. Look for a pillar of smoke and the way will become clear. Off to central Thanalan. There is a kitty under my feet. Is it to the left or the right? It was to the left. I don't see billowing smoke, though, to lead the way. She lied. Gathering catalysts is me specialty, but since they went and found a way to meld materia without it, stuff's becoming just about as useful as nipples on a breastplate. If you're still interested in learning about it, though, I'd be happy to tell you what I know. Plainly put, a catalyst is impure dark matter. In case you don't know what dark matter is, it consists of fragments of rock which fell from the sky ages ago. Owing to its habit of bonding with anything it touches, it's commonly used to repair gear. Dark matter is found in nature and in various stages of bonding with other substances. The stuff what's semi-bonded with coal is called carbonized matter. This, venturer, is our catalyst. Now, carbonized matter is worthless for repairs, but it was essential for melding material. With the recent advances, though, it's become worthless for that too. Well, there's no stopping the relentless march of time. Just have to roll with it, eh? This mechanic has changed a lot. Master Mutamix belonged to a fraternity of goblin scholars known as the Illuminati, but over time he found himself at odds with their secretive ways. The Illuminati are goblins. And you'll never guess what their deepest, darkest desires are. Believing that it is through dissemination that science evolves, he betrayed his own people, taking us under his wing to pass on the secrets of materia. Advanced materia melding is a highly unstable process. There must be a way to harness the stone's power without risking their destruction. Yeah, when you find it, let me know. When Master Mutafix first showed me materia, he lit a fire within me. Imagine all the spiritual energy swirling around the realm, harnessed in physical form. What an awe-inspiring power. Yes, I shall become Master Mutafix's right hand and learn all the secrets of materia. All, you hear me? And what are you offering? Forging the Spirit, level 19. Yeah, I'll probably do you too, because you might unlock something I need. Shock! Who is Uplander come to tentering of Mutamix bubbly pots? Fighty tools drink in airy self. When full of airy self, Fighty tool changes to stony shine, name of materia. If materia join with other Fighty tool, then Big Eyes Fighty tool gains power of airy self. Shock. Mutamix is reckoning the Uplander is friend of Minfilia. Yes, tongue flaps reach ears of Mutamix with fastness. Minfilia wants Uplander to see power of materia. Uplander brings Fighty tool to Mutamix, yes? Shh. Fighty tool is unstrong as eating tool. Make good teachy show of power of materia. Materia, master. Now eyes of Uplander point at Fighty tool, yes? Psh. Materia join with Fighty tool. Fighty tool gains power of materia. Fighty tool reborn. Here, Uplander, take Fighty tool to Minfilia. Materia, strictly speaking, is a kind of crystal. It is created by drawing out the etheric constituents from a piece of equipment and then crystallizing them. Not just any old equipment must serve, mind you. It must have sufficient spirit bond, that being a measure of how fully an item has been imbued with its owner's spirit. When ye attach a piece of materia to gear, you imbue the host item with its power. That's how Master Mutamix turned that dagger of yours from something as would have struggled to cut steak into a weapon worth wielding. Pshach. Uplander wishes to be joiner of materia? Then Uplander best build brain case with knowings of crafty making. With knowings of crafty making, Uplander can become joiner of materia. If Uplander wants brain case to rattle with knowing of materia, Uplander best trade tongue flaps with learny ones of Mutamix. Let's go ahead and grab this one. I'm not sure what this unlocks. Okay, yes. We might want that. What would you say if I told you that inanimate objects can possess a soul? They can, believe it or not, although the soul in question is not their own, but that of their owner. Through faithful service, the arms and armor that we use come to hold our spiritual energy. Thus do we form a spirit bond with them. This spiritual energy can be drawn out and converted into materia, a special kind of crystal that can be attached to gear to enhance its properties. I'm well versed in the ways of materia extraction. If you wish to learn more about the process, it would be my pleasure to teach you. You are ready to commence your learning? Good. As you will have gathered by now, materia is the crystallized form of one's spiritual energy. As this energy is derived from an individual's psyche, a volatile beast at the best of times, a degree of variance is to be expected in its production. In practice, this means you won't know the exact properties of a stone until you cradle it in your hands. Now, materia won't grant you much of anything on its own. The power must be tapped, see, and this is achieved by building it to gear. Know, though, that it takes the deft hands of craftsmen to melt materia. You can always seek others to attach materia on your behalf, but if you would sooner do it to yourself, I recommend you speak with Phobos. Mending is her field of expertise. Okay. And I'm not a crafter, so don't care. And now we have to go, guess what? Back to the Waking Sands. Oops. Welcome back, Gale. I trust your visit to the bonfire proved fruitful? Ah, what a remarkable difference a single piece of materia can make. Granted, the skills needed to manipulate the substance are not easily acquired, but one need only look upon the results to realize such efforts are worthwhile. As I am sure you are aware, the quality of one's equipment can be the difference between victory and defeat. Materia may well give you the edge you need, Gale, so make it your ally. Now it is time we discuss the matter of your next mission. Pray, speak with me when you are ready to begin. And let's see, now that I've had that, if I can actually extract some materia here. There we go. Since doing this is so much nicer than it used to be. Previously, it destroyed your armor. Let's see, do I have any... Let's extract all the materia I can. And next time we find a materia melder, we'll get busy. That's what my money will be for. Pardon me while I extract some materia. Most of this stuff I didn't finish Soul Bond with, so... All materia extracted. Ooh, I have a lot of gold I can turn in. Why do I have a green beret? And I will never wear it. But we'll throw it in a glamour dresser at some point. Okay. Yes, Minfilia, sorry to keep you waiting. Oh boy, here we go. Word has arrived from Thancred concerning our ongoing investigation. It appears he was able to extract some information from our friend Ungust, the false priest. He revealed that he is due to meet with the Amalja to discuss their dealings. The Immortal Flames believe that the meeting will present an ideal opportunity to ambush and capture the Amalja responsible for the abductions, and so they mean to have Ungust attend as planned. As the Amalja are anticipated to offer fierce resistance, the Immortal Flames have requested our support. I would have you provide it to them, Gale. Thancred is presently attending to another matter, but will join you as soon as he is able. Until such time as he does, you will be the Scion's sole representative on the ground. Well, why can't the rest of the people come? Before he left, he bade me tell you to save some for him, such as his confidence in you, a confidence I share. When you have made ready, pray take yourself to Camp Drybone. Hold on. Nope. To the famed sergeant leading the mission, may you walk in the light of the crystal. Okay. Let's go kill an Ifrit. If I can figure out where the Flame Sergeant leading the mission is. Are you in here? Yes, you are in here. Hello, sir. Ha! You're Gale, Fairheart of the Scions. My thanks for coming, friend. We're stronger for your assistance. Allow me to brief you on our mission. Our objective is to capture Amalja and prize from them the whereabouts of the abductees. The Lizardmen aren't aware that their man, Ungust, has been exposed. When they come to the rendezvous point to meet the traitor, we'll spring the trap. Owing to the clandestine nature of the mission, we can deploy only a small contingent. Every member must count, and so we requested the aid of the Scions. The rendezvous will take place at the Invisible City. Please make your way there and lie in wait. We stand to learn much and more of the Amalja plot if the mission succeeds, Gale. Let's make sure that it does. And off we go to the Invisible City. And I still want to mount. I want to mount. Almost there. Hi, imps. Alright, duty commence. Is the bait in place? Our man is in position, sir. Good. We make our move as soon as the Amalja appear. Yes, sir. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Wait, something's amiss. We've been screwed over by... We've been duped by the dupe. Ha! He, you're an ass. Ha 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 ha. I'm afraid your little ambush ends here. I eluded the immortal flame's clutches for moons before finally being caught. Do you not wonder how I managed it? 'Twas almost as if someone was feeding him information from the inside. Ha 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 ha. Aye, your every movement was known to me ahead of time. Hee hee hee. Now, as much as I'd love to chat a while, I have appointments to keep. They're all yours. Bye. Alright, time to take him down. Let's kill some of these things first. Get them out of the way. One down. Two down. Three down. How long will you last, I wonder? Why do I have arm's length there? There we go. That's better. You got him. Let me help over here a little bit. Don't worry, guys. I got this. Okay, let's focus. Big guy now. I just had things under control. Put up your weapons, or your comrade's a dead man. Well, we were all about to die anyway. Behind you! Bring him. The rest of you, march. Traitorous scum. Thancred, if only you had been here, this wouldn't have happened. Off gallivanting about on whatever business you have. Oops, wrong button. The lizardmen marched us to their stronghold. They're preparing for something, and I, for one, do not want to be around when they finish. They're going to kill us, aren't they? Gods, I don't want to die. I want to go home! I fear the Abalja mean to give us to their god as an offering. If I must die, then let me die a soldier's death, with steel in hand. Bowl of Embers, now accessible. Alright, here we go. Time to do Ifrit. What do you have to say? Listen well. These waters feed into the marshes of Drybone. A short swim will set us free. However, if all of us attempt to flee, we are like to be discovered. You alone must sneak out and assemble a rescue party. Once you have won free, seek out our comrade stationed at Drybone. He will show you the way back here. May the 12 speed your way. Ah. No, we can stay here. We can chill here while we wait. Rejoice, heathens, for your worthless lives shall soon have meaning. The lizards claim they will soon bring us before Ifrit for tempering. You're not seriously considering locking horns with the devil now, are you? Of course I am. Just need a healer. Come on, healer. Healer. It's hot out. Oh, come on, Zalera. Or Crystal. Anyone on Crystal? Anyone? Need a healer? Yay, here we go. I'm sorry, my party, for my cutscenes. Lord of Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of Inferno, deliver us from our misery. O mighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. O mighty Ifrit, bring before you ignorant savages who know not your godhead. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Bloody hells! Bring those two as well. Ugh. Ha 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 ha. What's going on? This ain't what we agreed. None but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the rite of summoning. The souls of unbelievers are forfeit. No, spare me, I beg you. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions, feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. I'm not touched, 'cause I have the echo. O mighty Ifrit, my one true god. Your words are my bread. Impossible! By what sorcery do you resist my master's will? Could it be your soul already belongs to another? Yes, that is the only explanation. Forsooth, thy frail mortal flame can serve as vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine alliance waxeth clear, thou art of the godless blessed's number. The paragons warned of thy abhorrent kind, thine existence is not to be suffered. Because the rest of my party is so OP, this is not gonna be hard. Bring forth the nails! Oh, but I have a thaumaturge too, how cute! Oh, I need to turn that on so I can see percentages. Don't remember where that is, though. Ooh, a crystal! I must needs collect these for my Heidelin. Yeah. I have mine. Now I have Ifrit's. Pray forgive my lateness. I was delayed by a congregation of Amaljan zealots. I swear, each seemed more evangelical than the last. Humph. Persistent foe. Oh, so sexy. I see the Bloodsworn wasted no time extracting the captives. No less than I'd expect from the Flame General's hand-picked men. As for those two, it is fair to say their hardships have only just begun. They have much to answer for. I feel I owe you an apology, Gale. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would have never have left you to face it alone. You have been given a veritable baptism of fire. But let us continue this conversation in more agreeable surrounds. Camp Drybone, shall we say? This way, sir. Like the light, it gives Gale a bit of a smirk. So that was the mighty Ifrit. Nero, what are you doing? And what a disappointment he was. The readings are nowhere near what I anticipated, even taking Uldan interference into account. You should know better than to rely upon 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. Nor can we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court. We have only ourselves to rely upon. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia? Promise me you'll never change. We've wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read, but I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find that I am troubled by the adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plan? Perhaps, but that is consideration for another time. You have been given a task. That is your priority. I suggest you treat it as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, beware, woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. And then... Aw, did she DC? Eventually they learned not to put those cutscenes in until after you exit. But this was not that time. Ah, there you are, Gale. Come, rest a while. You'll have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amaja will be less inclined to risk our wrath. For a time, at least. Now, where were we? Ah yes, I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use, to you or the abductees. They may be of whole body, but the same cannot be said of their minds. For once a man is tempered, but it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there was still reason to rejoice. Ifrit is slain, and by your hand, no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Gale. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Minfilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearings the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the Waking Sands when you are good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, wish you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves. Sure. Let me actually sell some stuff off, because I'm long overdue for that. I don't need to mend. I don't think there's a material mender in here anyway, so. Buy things off me, unkind sir. Sell. 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 Don't need that. I'll keep the fit stuff. Do we get blind anymore? I'm not gonna craft. And I'm not gonna garden. Okay. I think that, well, not quite doubled. To the Waking Sands. Oops. Ah, the triumphant hero returns. Thancred told us of the news upon his arrival. He is presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Minfilia. You should join them at once. Lady Minfilia is most eager to see you. My late arrival nearly cost Gale his life. I wasn't there when the Amalja took him prisoner. And I wasn't there when they served him to Ifrit. Yes, by some miracle he survived, but that does not excuse the fact that he should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed him utterly. Just as I am failing you all. What's done is done, Thancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Gale, it is so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I had just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Thancred has told me everything. You have done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning the primal Ifrit. Nor is the tale limited to Udal. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa and Gradania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume aether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more aether they require. Now, aether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air that we breathe. It's the Force. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. Nay, he and his kind require a more concentrated source of aether, crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon toward which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give, and in order to gain more power, they did not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. As the immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Gale. It's not going to happen. You may be sure it won't last long. I won't be able to rest again until Shadowbringers, when everybody's constantly telling me to rest. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who felled Ifrit, I fear you may have nary a moment to yourself. Yes, Thancred. Whether she intended to or no, Minfilia neglected to tell you something. Something I think it would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempted abductees that were rescued. I am sorry to report that they are all to be put to death. the flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse, but once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we Scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope you will continue to stand with us, Gale. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses his people suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me, how many more lives? Louisa would never have allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. Buck up, Thancred! Yeah, I didn't think so. Oh! Now it's come. The part I thought was going to happen at level 15. Ugh. Until not so very long ago, you were but one of the many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Therefore you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, from confirming to Ashtola that the Scions would benefit from your aid. And no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Ifrit. Yeah, I'm amazing. I know. You've achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in doing so. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, Gale. Or rather, you have guests. Beg pardons. Ah, Lady Minfilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have but recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Gale, your recent exploits have garnered you the attentions of the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Gale's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of his triumph is to be expected, but what of the other Grand Companies? Your reputation precedes you, Master Fairheart. 'Tis no ordinary man who can face a primal and emerge the victor. The Order of Twin Adder has need of valiant men as such you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelvewood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Fairheart. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talent belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend. As do many others in Limsa. Long before the rest of Eorzea took note, your name was well known to us, owing to your valorous deeds on behalf of our citizens. It is only natural that we should want you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa to the shores of glory. Lady Minfilia. Very well. Though I'm quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of the respective city-states in time of strife. There are presently 3 such organizations in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limstalaminsa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gadania, and the Immortal Flames of Ulba. Serving a Grand Company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You will be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may prove useful to you in your endeavors. If you are agonizing over which Grand Company best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, and yet I concede that is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services. Well, as a part of the proceedings, I am given to understand that the leader of each Grand Company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well, let Gale hear our leader speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answer. Nobody likes this. I know full well what adventurers are by their nature I know full well that venturers are, by their nature, a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited to the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a Grand Company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Gale, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that the great power is wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man. In the midst of a Grand Company, however, you will be one among many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely on your aid. The 12 know that we will have need of it in the days ahead. The Grand Companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now then, I expect you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would have you carry this link pearl with you at all times. It will allow us to stay in touch regardless of location. And you'll still tell me to come to the Waking Sands all the time, regardless. Eorzea is changing, Gale, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say what the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure to speak to Tataru. She will apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Yes, Mom. I'll go make some friends. With the power you possess, there will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs be on the lookout for them. Yet however vigilant you are but one man. Yeah. The elder Seed Seer speaks only truth, and her words have the power to touch the soul. At the sound of her voice, all fall silent and attend her. The Flame General is a passionate man, and his words never fail to light a fire in the belly of those who will listen. I am sure you will be no exception. But the Admiral speaks, even pirates listen, and that is no small thing. She is a born leader, the kind one would gladly follow to the 7th Hell. Let me go check on my other Scions. Just see what they have to say. Any updates? The destruction that visited this land cannot be attributed to forces of the Empire alone. Worm of midnight, of breath infernal, for some a legend made flesh, for others an insidious symbol of memory lost. We grasp but a piece of this puzzle. Much and more must we question and contemplate ere the fallen moon revealeth its myriad secrets. I have heard words of your deeds. I am sparing in my praise, so know that you have truly impressed me. Be that as it may, it is fortunate that Thancred arrived when he did. Had he been a moment later, I shudder to think what may have transpired. Had he been a moment sooner, let's think about what may have happened. An experienced warrior like Abba won't die so easily. He's strong, fast, cunning. Aye, he'll come back safely. I must confess, I do rather miss that obnoxious Mikote's company. Abba is taking part in a joint operation with the Immortal Flames. I imagine he's having the time of his life right now. Everything's looking to be in order. Right, on to the next customer. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Oh, hello again, laddie. Meet Persevanes. We was thick as thieves in old day. At least, I think we was. Or it might have been that he was a right creepy bastard and I did my best to avoid him. Still, we were both members of the old order, so either way, we're in this together. You've put us all to shame with your recent performance in the field. If I'm to keep up, I dare say I'll need bigger knives. Oh, you'll eventually get a very big knife. 5 years ago, the three grand companies joined as one and fought the Garlean Empire at the Cartonu Flats. And now, for the first time, the people will gather to remember those who fell in battle. That being said, no one has any clear memory of what transpired that fateful day, not even the leaders of each nation. Speeches? Oh yes, I love them. There's nothing like a good exposition when you're having trouble sleeping. Touché, Ida. Touché. I don't think any... No, that's just a false start. Alright, Tataru, what do you have to say? Why can't any of this be voice acted? I'm sorry about all the attention you're getting, Gale. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly and often to a few too many people. Next time I'll be sure to hold my tongue, literally, if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company, the Order of the Twin Elder, will hold the first of the three services. The Elder Seedseer Khan Isena will deliver her address at Miketo's Amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of services might change. Still, there's not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next, you'll need to go to Ul'dah, where the Flame General Rabban Aldin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's to be a special guest. How exciting! Last but not least, you must make your way to the stateroom at Limsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Merwib will be giving her address. The room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the Sentry, Xanthiel, and he will admit you. Got all that? Well, off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order, though with your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. Farewell. Oh, we'll go in your order. And once again, I want to see what the name of this was, because... Oh, that's a different thing. Nedrick, what all do you have? Oh, these must be for braving new depths. Unlock hard? Oh, these unlock the other temples. Gotcha! Okay, that's level 35. Okay. Well, let's just see all the ones that Nedrick offers, and we'll do them when we're at the appropriate levels. Okay. Hollow Hatali is 20. And we're 20. Okay, we'll pick up Hollow Hatali. Hail there, adventurer! I'm Nedrick Ironheart, a explorer by trade and a scion by allegiance, and you, my friend, look to me an adventurer in need of a challenge. I happen to know just the place that will offer it to you. Tucked away in a corner of eastern Thanalin lies Halatali, and it is there that you will find the excitement you crave. The place boasts a storied history. It was built some 100 years past as a training ground for gladiators. The calamity laid ruin to it, though, as it did to most things. Now, Halatali is a shadow of its former self, but in the dark of that shadow lurk wild beasts, both bloodthirsty and beyond count. For one such as yourself, I dare say there is no place finer than Halatali to test your skills and refine your techniques. Indeed, I've taken the liberty of passing your name along to the flames who oversee the place. Should you visit, speak with the one Fafa Joni near the entryway. Got it. Okay, and then Bravey New Depths was 30 something. Going for the gold is up there. That's not till 47. Oh, that's Arm Vale. Okay. Oh, there's the levels. Ha! Okay. 20, 35, 47, 50, and 50. Gotcha. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Well, we'll grab the rest of those later. And these other ones, I believe, are things I can't do. But first, we're gonna go to Gridania. Oh, what are all these? Okay. 29. That's... I want to be a carpenter. Around 20. And... that's Palace of the Dead. So, we don't want to do any of those yet. Alright, to Mikote Theater. That's not what it's called, but that's what I always say. Miketo's Amphitheater. Miketo's Amphitheater is open to citizens and outsiders alike. We ask only that you use the facility with care, out of respect for the kind-hearted souls who took such pains to rebuild it. It is a sad fact that many who disrespect the ways of Gridania have not the slightest inkling that they have done so. Traveling troubadour and master minstrel at your service. I shall be stopping here in Gridania for a time and keeping my senses open to new inspiration. Until 5 years ago, this amphitheater stood in the northern part of the city. Then the calamity struck and all but leveled the poor place. Thankfully, the Carpenters Guild collected up the pieces, carried them over here, and rebuilt it just as it was before. I cannot go a single day without looking it over. So afraid am I that some chip or stain has marred its perfection. We're closed. Come back later. Would that every day could be a festival. I heard that the Order of Twin Adder was officially reformed right here in Mikadow's Amphitheater. That was before the amphitheater was moved, of course. Well, I do remember the day the Order of Twin Adder was reformed, the day I first laid eyes upon the Elder Seedseer. Graceful yet strong, with a voice like song. When I close my eyes, I can still see her standing there, clear as day. Oh, hello, friend. You're at the same point I am. Because we're staring at the same point of the ground. I believe this is all
I
force
lost
acted.
my son to the calamity.
The three Seedseers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hure and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hure and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves, nor for us. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed, each waking hour a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk the high roads without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives, the Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you, join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder's standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest.
All the elementals!
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixal are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition, and wont to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sylphs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recent times at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramu. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixal ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sylphs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes. Yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Hi. You never watch cutscenes, and now you get to. Meanwhile, the Ixa will continue their incursions, spurred by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it would come to all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them? Pretty. Alright, off to Ul'dah. Royal Promenade. So let's go. Chamber of Rule, I believe, is the right Aether link. We'll find out. Yes. Oops. Time for ceremony number 2.
Behold, 'tis the Sultana Nanima herself!
And Reborn as well!
I knew Reborn was gonna be here.
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Reborn! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold. Where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Uldar stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you. Line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Uldar, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Uldar. As Uldar prospers, so shall her people.
Ya for Uldar!
Together we are one.
Your Grace.
Reborn? People of Uldar, I, Nanimo, 17th in the line of all, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Uldar. Yet those who measured that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Uldar lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Uldar, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the Inferno, for we are, by fire, reborn! Forsooth!
The time is now!
I
Fancy meeting you again.
The Uldans have a long history of conflict with the Almaja, the beast tribe that worship the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Uldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. So they have dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering the flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Garleans have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves, and Uldar has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming that they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amalja summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their forces to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder, then, that the immortal flames are eager to recruit more members. How are they taking down a primal without getting tempered? I thought I was the one who needed to take down primals. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. Maybe they have other Path of the 12 members. That would make the most sense. And back home. Here to attend the remembrance service? Be quick. The Admiral is due to give her address at any moment.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. "700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Hurrah! Yeah! Ah! Ha-ha! Yeah! Ha!
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartino. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage, yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Admiral, move him!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa Lominsa is plagued by two base tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribes present weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Lominsans' backyard. And that is to say naught of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Lominsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. But will you sail with the Admiral? Their outfits are so ridiculous. Gale, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence! Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. And that would be another let's go to the Waking Sands. Of course, at that point I could have probably done it the other way, but I never think about that. Alright, Minfilia, I'll get rid of these visitors for you. We're going with the Maelstrom. Because that's home. That's where I started. Welcome back, Gale. Were the Grand Company leader's words as illuminating as you had hoped? Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Gale. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the Grand Company officers your answer.
The gods only know what Grand Company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral Era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I need to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
We're joining Maelstrom. How was the Admiral's speech? Ah, but you need not explain. That you stand before me now is answer enough. You have resolved to join the Maelstrom, have you not? Indeed. That's the spirit, lad. With allies like you, how much stronger is our crew. Let us brave the seas together, friend. Now the choice is made, it is time to add your name to our rolls. Make your way to Maelstrom Command, back in Limsa. No, that's accepting them. It's on the upper decks, in case you have forgotten. I will send word to our personnel officer to expect you. The duties of a Maelstrom soldier can be both arduous and challenging, but I promise you, you will not regret this choice. May your passage be swift and your bearings sure. Okay, go, get out of Minfilia's office. Actually, let's try it this way. Save some money, since I'm not a millionaire on this job. Some people let fame swell their heads, but I believe that yours will remain in proportion and firmly attached to your body. Thanks, Tataru. Alright. Where's the port? So you want to be an Arcanist, upper decks. Maelstrom Command is at the aft castle. Okay. Hail, adventurer! What business have you at Maelstrom Command? My name is Gale Thailheart. I believe you are expecting me. Gale Thailheart, I, our recruitment officer, sent word of your coming. It shall be my honor to induct you into the ranks of the Maelstrom. Now, before I can accept your oath, you must be made aware of several... Sir! What is it, private? And this had better be important. Sir, we received a report from a lookout in Tower Lenosha, sir. Imperial forces have fired upon a high-wind Skyways airship. The vessel is in a bad way, sir, and appears to be banking for an emergency landing in Cedarwood. Cedarwood? Damn it, we have no troops available in that area. The bulk of our infantry is bogged down on the coast, skirmishing with the fistbacks. Fairheart, this is highly irregular, but I fear your first duty in service to the Maelstrom must needs be unofficial. If our man in Lower Lenosha is correct, the airship will come down in territory crawling with Imperial scouts. If there are any survivors, we must reach them before the Garleans do. Make haste to Cedarwood, locate the airship, and if any of its occupants are alive, make sure they come to no further harm. We'll see about swearing you in upon your return. Okay? Sure. I am the official charged with the bestowal of sanction upon our members. As you are not one of us, I'm afraid you cannot avail yourself of our services. Alright, where am I going? Lower Lenosha, near the mines. What's the quickest way to get here? That actually might be quicker, because it's right by the mines. Oh, that's Janelin. Okay. I should go clean up some of these quests offline just so they can get off my maps. What? Oh. Now that's a mount. Alright, which way to blind iron? This way. Slim diggins of late. I'd say we've mined her for all the ore she's got. Luckily, Naldik and Vimelius have signed for the lot of it. Should make for some sturdy ships. Oh, look. An airship. Ooh, this goes down near Balasar's wall and if you pick Twin Adder. Yep, that's who I thought we were rescuing. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. Do I just have adventurer tattooed across my head? Maelstrom Command sent you? How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Be at ease, sir. We are of the Maelstrom. You are a Garland Island Works engineer, yes? One of our lookouts reported the attack on your craft. We're here to rescue you. You must be Fairheart. Good work on reaching our friend here before the Imperials. I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland's work. Is there no end to the man's treachery? The secrets of Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. We are taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it as you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Scouting party from Castrum Occidens, I'd say. Seems they want your ship, engineer. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lullafell was hiding inside that tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco? Isn't that the new design people have been whispering about? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight, and she was soaring. She really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Alright, pay attention. We are going to hit these Imperials hard and fast. If they want a souvenir of Eorzea, they can have a knife in the gut, but they're not getting that ship. Oh, and don't forget to save the Lalafell. What say you, Fairheart? Ready to give those curs a hiding? Like a tidal wave, lads! Charge! An ambush! To arms! That's 4 of us against like 6 of you, not quite an ambush. No cure for you. Where are you going? Hold on. No. I want to see the percents. Biggs! Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was close one. Too damn close. So, how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tawny Bronco home. We'll stand watch until the ship is ready to take off. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts eventually, but I doubt they'll get here for a good while yet. Fairheart, you're free to return to Maelstrom Command and complete your induction. Ordinarily, I'd ask you to stay, but I think we'd all feel better knowing an adventurer of your ability was safely sworn in and ready for the next mission. Rest assured, I'll inform Command of your part you played today. I just wanted to say sorry, for calling you Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Maelstrom lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I mean, your debt friend, we both are. Wedge? Thank you. We're very grateful. Welcome back, Fairheart. I just heard the report. You needn't be concerned about the engineers. They completed their return trip without further Imperial interference. I must admit, I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of. After you've properly inducted into the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction... let us start afresh, shall we? You are welcome here, Gale Fairheart. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, however, it is only right that I tell you exactly what it is that you will be joining. A grand company is more than simply a collection of shoulders. It is an all-encompassing organization which draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a united military force capable of standing against a nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the primals in the Garlean Empire and solving the many problems caused by the calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colors has a role to play in keeping the great warship that is Limsa afloat, and on whatever heading Chief Admiral Merwib Losfwin sees fit to set. As part of this grand vessel's crew, you'll be expected to take your turn at the oars, for the winds do not look favorable, lad, and strength of arm may be all that sees us safe to port. If I've lost you with any talk of Shippenor, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom's soldier labors till his last breath, fights till his last drop of blood. We give all our service to this nation, and no less is expected of you. Fairheart, it is customary for new recruits to swear an oath of their own choosing upon entering the Maelstrom's ranks. Is there aught you'd like to say? You have my sword till sea swallows all. What skills I have are yours till sea swallows all. I will follow the Admiral to the very bottom of the abyss. Or I could go with the silent nod. Well, it's this one. As we would all. A capable crew is one thing, but unswerving loyalty is a trait that cannot be trained or bought. Well said, lad. Gale Fairheart, I hereby assign you the rank of Storm Private 3rd Class. You are now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Limsa so well, till sea swallows all. What's dead may never die. Can you hear me, Gale? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Fairheart. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a man of the storm, you are no less a scion. Pray, return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. Okay, so that's going back to the Waking Sands. What? I see a quest marker. Quest marker. My little chocobo! Well, if it isn't Private Fairheart, I must say the tales of your deeds have been an inspiration to the troops. Our duties take us far and wide, and I'll wager you've slogged across quite a few moms of countryside on naught but your own 2 feet. I'm going to close Discord so we stop hearing all the Animal Crossing things. We can hear him there. Such a sterling soldier of Maelstrom deserves his own steed. All you need to do is obtain a Storm Chocobo issuance by exchanging company seals with the Quartermaster. Once you have this deed, present it to Fragrum, and she'll see you saddled up on one of our trusty birds. Oh. Ah, Private Fairheart, just the man I was hoping to see. Your exploits of late have been talk of Limsa. Don't let this puff your sails too much, but I've heard some of the higher-ups saying the Maelstrom would be lost at sea without you. But I suspect you're not the type to rest in your laurels. Nay, the tempest raging in your eyes tells me you're looking for new waters to navigate. Fortunately, we have just the place for people like you. Have you perchance heard of the Wolves' Den? I'm not doing PvP. It's a proving ground of sorts established by the Eorzean Alliance, a place where the most prominent of Grand Company recruits are sent to hone their skills. The Wolves' Den is to be found just off the shores of Lenosha. The ferry at Morabay Dry Docks, in fact, Lower Lenosha will grant you passage there. Upon your arrival, seek out Storm Captain Bjorka Loslen. I've let him know that you'll be coming, so you can count on a warm welcome. Okay, I'll clear that one off stream. How much do I have to pay? Who am I talking to? Yeah, it's free companies. Storm Chocobo issuance. Storm 200. I have 0. Okay, we'll work on that as well. Let's go do Halatali and then we'll call it a day and I'll run around and clean up some stuff. We're always on the lookout for new talents, what with the old talent getting mauled and killed. Proper training at a place like this, now, that helps. If it is the halls of Halatali you seek, you need seek no further. Permit me to tell you something of this place. The name comes from an ancient tongue, Halatali meaning the land of many shadows. It was here that our distant ancestors first settled, and bah, you have not come all the way for a lesson in history. Shh, listen, do you not hear the howls and growls? Do you not feel how they shake the very earth beneath you? These sounds are the work of no wind, my friend, nor that rumbling, that doing of any shadows. These are the calls of Halatali, for now the beast once kept for the Colosseum lurk here. And these are no gentle beasts broken by the hand of man. No, there are those that within that even the might of the immortal flames cannot tame. From the look of you, you must be Gale. I received word from Nedric that you might be along. By his recommendation, I grant you leave to enter freely. I only pray you are able to find your way out. Oh crap, that's right, I gotta lead my way through this. Alright. Let's try Halatali. Oh goody, I can get Eastern, near the sand gate. Okay, let's run around here and kill some of these things while we're waiting, and maybe I can get 200 seals. And then I can go get a chocobo! Hi, you. One. Two. Three. 200 steals. Okay, I can get my chocobo now. In fact, while we're waiting for this to pop, let's go do that. Okay, now, who do I give it to? That makes sense. Want a bird issued, you say? Then I'll need to see your Storm Chocobo issuance. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your chocobo. And here he is. The fellow has been in high spirits the past few bells. He must have sensed that his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you want to give your noble steed a name. Okay. Oh, talk to him. Clay! Clay! I dare say he likes his name. Here is your very own chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded city areas or monster-infested lairs. Chocobo are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your chocobo rider's license as is required by law. And that concludes all the formalities. I wish you and your chocobo long years of fulfilling companionship. Yay! I has mount! Finally. Companion. I need to get some Geishel greens now. So let's hop over to Gridania and see if we can do that. While we're waiting for, believe it or not, a healer! I'm totally turned around. Not what I meant. Nine, 10. Okay. How do I get my companion? Let's try. This is something that I did way too late in the original game when I originally had it because I couldn't figure out what I had to do. But I'll figure it out off stream once we finish Halatali. Deeps. Deeps. Getting my seals. You guys really killing those things? Just come over here and burn this. Burn the fire. Dead. That's how I'll get seals. The same way I get seals on Raken. That hardly did anything. You should have waited until we had 2. Boot! Alright, that is going to call it for now. And I'm gonna run around and clean up some of these quests that keep confusing me, and just get rid of the ones that we don't really care about, and like clear this PvP thing. And then next time we'll come back and return to the Waking Sands. I won't go there until I start, so that way I make sure I will count it then. I will not count it now, I will count it when we go. So see you next Sunday. Have a good night.